Welcome guys, this is my 2005 Subaru Legacy GT. I've owned it for a number of years now and have modified it as time has gone on. I kind of acquired it by trading a 2002 GMC Yukon Denali for it at a used car lot, not really knowing everything that was messed up with it, and ended up kind of redoing a lot of stuff on it. So a quick little mods list. It's got a rebuilt EJ 257 in it, bored 99 to 99.75, running some Mall 4032 forged pistons, pretty much stock lower end. It's got a B&R 20G turbo on it, some upgraded 850cc top feed injectors, a big old aluminum top mount intercooler on it, as well as a IAG AOS. There's lots of other little subtle things that I've done to it, but I don't want to, for the sake of this video, I won't bore you with the details. What else? I bought a wrecked 2008 Subaru Spec B from Copart a couple of years ago, and ended up swapping part of that drivetrain into this car. So it's got the 6-speed manual from the Spec B, which is a non-limited slip front differential. Oh well. Still better than the 5-speed that was grinding gears in this car. And it's got the R180 rear differential, aluminum control arms. I do not have the Bilstein factory struts on the car anymore. Instead, I've opted for a set of Tian lowering coilovers, just for improved driving characteristics. It's got some white line sway bars, nice end links, and so on and so forth. Other than that, the car's mostly original. What else? It's got some super sweet Koenig rotary flow formed wheels on it, which makes it look that much better. Wrapped in some Kumho kind of summer tires, which aren't super anything special. I think there's like a 400 tread wear compound. Let's get this turned around here and have a little bit of fun. It's got a custom built exhaust, which I've modified. It started life as an NVIDIA Q300, which I've put dual resonators on, and so the exhaust kind of got a little droney with the factory configuration. So it's got a high flow catalytic converter. It's a 3-inch downpipe, just an eBay special, and the exhaust back end is a stock Q300. I've got some vibrant, ultra quiet, the 18-inch, 5-inch diameter, I think, bottle style resonator on it. That really did help with the exhaust. The exhaust drone, which, as you can hear at highway speeds, there's more road noise and wind noise than there is exhaust, which is pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, shoot, this thing's a blast to drive. So when I bought the car, it was at the used car lot, and I'd seen the ad on Craigslist. And at the time, I had a Denali, which I've since bought back through Copart again twice and flipped it. But anyway, that's for another video. That's kind of a funny story. So I ended up trading this used car lot straight across for this car. And the car, when I looked at it, I knew there was some things wrong with it, but I didn't think it was as bad as it was. The front fender was kind of dented in, and the headlight was broken, and the wheels were plasti dipped. It wasn't really anything super spectacular. But after I left the car lot and I was driving up the hill to my friend's house, I noticed the clutch was slipping real bad. So subsequently, I ended up pulling it all apart like the day after I bought it. To find that and the 5-speed, that shift, the clutch actuation fork had the pin, or the ball that it sits on, had punched through it due to the ACT pressure plate and flywheel that was on the motor, which was totally overkill. It was just a factory 255. So anyway, I ended up replacing all of that, and that kind of fixed it for then. But then I noticed, oh shoot, this motor's burning a ton of oil. So I waited, saved up my money for a little bit, and was kind of hemmed and hawed about what I wanted to do ultimately with the car. So I pulled apart the motor that was in there and ended up rebuilding it. And when I pulled it apart, I figured 3 out of the 4 pistons had broken ring lands, which I think was largely due in part to the fact when I got the car, it had a TD04 turbo on it off like a Forester XT or something like that. And a manual boost controller, and as far as I could tell, there wasn't much tuning that was done with that motor. So I think that was the kind of the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. So that motor was clapped. I ended up just going back to a VF52, breaking it in on that, and then upgrading later to this 20G that it has on it currently. Honestly, the 20G isn't, it's a big turbo and it just takes a while to spool. The VF48, if I can get that on here, I think is a better turbo for daily driving. But on the dyno, this was making right about 330 wheel horsepower, which isn't great, but we only have 91 octane up here in Alaska, so I can't really do as much with the timing probably as I'd like. But what else? I repainted, kind of owning a paint and body shop kind of makes it a little appetizing to do some upgrade work on the car. So I ended up actually repainting this whole car except the roof, because that's kind of a big pain in the... So it's factory garnet red pearl, but it's got a nicer clear coat on it than what the factory would have had. I sprayed this with the Lessenol Universal Eco LV. Have not cut and buffed the car. What you see in the video is just how it looks. I mean, I was trying to make it look like a nice factory paint job. It's got a Spec B conversion, a front bumper conversion, which is running the, I believe in Japan it was 07 model year and later and newer. It's got the honeycomb grille, which I've modified to work with this older style bumper, so it kind of sandwiches under the corner of the hood, or the front end of the hood just a little bit, but you know, that's all right. I think do a little bit of fun mountain climbing here. Just saw a car turn off though, so I might have to wait a second so I don't catch up to them prematurely here. Let's see, they may have turned off into the mailboxes. Maybe. That really gets with it nice. This turbo takes a little while to spool, but once it's up there and once you're building boost, it's such a smooth application of power compared to like my 2000 or my supercharged Firebird. Quite the elevation gain here. That's just enough of that. Oh, that was fun. Anyhow, so that's my 2005 Subaru Legacy GT. This absolutely killer fun car to drive. So that's where this video is going to end. Ooh, yeah, this corner is almost a 180. I thank you for watching, and please subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more sweet videos like this.